Hello everyone. In this video, we will try to understand expenditure method, or you can say demand side method for calculation of GDP. So this is the third and last one method for the calculation of the GDP, known as the expenditure method, or you can say the demand side of GDP. So first, understand the concept. So we had seen the last lecture again the same in the two sector economic model. Whatever goods and services are producing goods and services producing the firms, we just find out total expenditure on those goods and services, and just sum of those expenditure we will get the GDP. Because we had seen earlier one that one's income is second one expenditure, so we can calculate the total expenditure occurred on the final goods and services. For buying those goods and services, we are expending money, so whatever expenditure is done on buying those goods and services, we calculate those expenditures. Some of those expenditure, we will get to know the value of the GDP. So type of expenditure, first is the private final consumption expenditure. So expenditure made by the household on buying of those goods and services is known as the private final consumption expenditure, the first type of expenditure on the goods and services. Second one is the investment expenditure. There are many goods which many firms buy as an capital expenditure, as establishing new machines, new factories in any factory for making any capital expenditure, like building up a new factory, building up in joining some new machines into them, so known as the investment by the firm as the capital goods, the second type of expenditure. And the third type of expenditure by the government private final consumption expenditure, government which they are making on buying up those goods and services in order to run their government, the first type one. And second type, government also do capital expenditure, like making new bridge, new railway stations, new infrastructure development. Governments are also consuming goods and services for the capital formation. So in the third term, we add both. First is the consumption expenditure, and second one is the capital expenditure made by the government. And in the last and fourth term, we use net export minus import, because there are many goods which we are exporting from our domestic territory to foreign territory, and which there are many which we are receiving. So when we calculate the net export minus import, we will get to know what is the GDP of any country by adding those all four terms. So again, one first type of expenditure made by the household on the final goods and services which are coming from any firm. The second type of expenditure is made by the government on the final goods and services, first in order to consume those goods and services, and the second one is the capital expenditure made by the government on those goods and services. The third one is the investment expenditure made by the on the final goods and services by the firms. uh, Again, if again understand this term, like firms are establishing new machines in their factories. So these are machines, first they are coming from any firm, and firms again using another firm as a capital expenditure. So this is one of the expenditure made by the firm. So we use this in the second category. And the third one is the export minus import of the goods. We add all those terms, we get to know the GDP of any particular country. So this is the expenditure method to calculate the GDP of any country. You can say the calculate the income of any country. So thank you for watching.